Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Programming with Gautam. So in the previous videos we have seen about if else and if else conditional control statements. Today we'll be seeing about loops. So what is a loop actually? Let me create a new program file guys. Loops.py. So I've created a new file called as loops.py, and let me tell you what is a loop. So loop is a repeated process of an operation. That is, if we want to repeat a particular operation multiple times, instead of writing the code multiple times, like print hello, like if I want to print this hello 1, hello 2, hello 3, instead of writing the code multiple times, I'll use loops there. So there are two different types of loops in Python guys, that is for and while loops. What is the use of for loop? So for loop is a repeated process for a fixed range. Like when you know how many times you want to repeat that particular code, you'll use for loop. When you don't know how many times you want to repeat that particular code, you'll use while loops there. Okay. So now let me tell you about for loops. What is the for loops and how they are useful? I'll tell you now. First of all, let me tell you about the syntax of for loop. For a variable in sequence type followed by a colon, then for loop statements will come here. Then after that, as I've already told you guys, this is the indentation for loop. Okay. So then when we have to come out of that loop, we'll place backspace followed by your regular code, whatever you want to execute. So this is the syntax of for loop. So here, as I've told you, this is sequence. So what is a sequence? The sequence can be any type. Sequence can be, it can be a list, comma tuple, comma set, comma string, comma dictionary, comma range. Range is again a function guys. What is the use of range function? I'll tell you now. A range function has three attributes guys, that is the start, comma end, comma step. What is the use of these start, end and step and how they are useful in a for loop? I'll let you know now. For example, range of 0, 5, 1. So here the range starts from 0 and goes up to 5 here, and the step count is 1 here. Enter. Now let me show you how does that range function work. For x in, so guys, this variable can be anything. It can be a declared variable or not declared variable, anything. That doesn't matter. For x in range of 0, 5, 1 followed by a colon, print x. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the range function here. In the range function, I'm starting from 0 and going up to ending up to 5 with a step of 1. The x will increment automatically by 1 each and every time this range function is called. That is, each and every time this for loop is called. Let me run this and show you. Excuse me guys, this is not commented, that is the reason it is showing us error. Now let me run this again. As you can see, it is printing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once this comes to up to 5, it is checking 5 is equal to 5. Then it is skipping and printing up to 4 and coming out of the loop. So after it comes out of the loop, we can print anything here, like print x. No. Print. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. So here you can see the range function is starting from 0, 1, 2, and ending up to 4 here. It is incrementing by 1 every time since we gave here 1. Similarly, if I give 2 here, you can see the output will change. 0 to 4. That's it. And since 5 is coming, it is just skipping that and printing up to 4 there. Okay, guys. Hope you have understood. Similarly, since we know about the range till where we have to print and all, we are using the for loop here. Okay. So it is not mandatory to give the start and end here, start and step here. It will by default take the step as 1, and it will by default take the start as 0 if we don't give the start and end here. And whatever value that we give here inside the range function, it will take as ending. So let me run this and show you. You can see the output is still 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Print a line here. Let me show you with the difference, guys, with the start, end, and step. Step is 1 here. So as I've told you, the start is by default 0 and the end is by default 1. I'm giving the start, end, and the step here, whereas I'm not giving the start and step here. Let me show you the difference here now. As you can see, the function, the program is executing normally. That is, we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and thanks here also, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and thanks here also. Even if we don't give the start and step here, it is printing the same way. But if we want the step to be 2 or 3, or if we want it to start from 1, you can see that the difference changes, the program changes here. You can see it is printing 1 and 3 here because we are starting from 1 here, 1 plus 2, it is taking it 2 and adding 2 and printing 3 here. And when it adds the 2 next time, it is since it is matching with the end, it is not printing that and by default printing thanks here. It is coming out of the for loop and printing thanks here. Whereas this is executing for each and every step here. That is, since step is 1 here by default, it is executing for each and every step here. Okay, guys. Hope you have understood, guys. So we'll be seeing more about for loop and how can it be useful, the reverse order, the printing tables with for loop and all in the next video. Hope you have liked the video, guys. If you have liked it, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Programming with Gautam. Thank you.